Okay, like what? Go on, fam. Okay, guys, welcome back to my channel. Some people are just like, who's this fine gal on my screen talking about Jamaica? This video here is a virtual letter to all those people. I was gonna use another word, but I'm gonna be nice in this video. All those people who are Jamaican and they don't like other Jamaicans and they don't like Jamaica. What a sad story. This is something that I feel like needs to be talked about. And I feel like you guys can share your opinions and thoughts in the comment section. And definitely share this video if you find it insightful or someone needs to hear it. Just because you guys hear my accent, don't get frightened and act like I'm not from Yad. Because for some reason, as soon as if you're not chatting Prato, I suppose you're not Jamaican. I don't understand. Anyways, if you guys are interested, make sure you guys stay tuned and let's get into this chatty vlog. I'm gonna call it a cult because it's literally a cult. Like these people, it's a cult. You can literally tell the difference from the fake hair and my real hair. But we're gonna fix that up. Oh, also, if you guys have your opinions, leave them down below. I'm not gonna get upset or argue with you. Everyone has their own opinions, okay? It doesn't matter if you agree with me or you don't, just leave them down below because I'm always willing to learn some new things. I'm willing to see different opinions on them, something. That's what makes life interesting because what if everyone thought the same? Watch during the ad breaks and let's get into this video. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about those people. And I don't wanna be mean and call you guys weird, but I'm gonna call you guys weird. Just like those black people who don't like black people. I call them weird. And there's reasons why I call them weird. The best thing that ever happened to me was being Jamaican and then being black on top of it, okay? I'm gonna link for you at the top right here of the video why I decided to move to Jamaica. And in that video, I kind of discussed about who I am, my family, whatever, why I decided to move down here so you guys can have a better understanding. So there was this girl that we went to high school with. So she migrated, she left from Jamaica and she moved to Canada and she came to my high school. We met her, we talked to her, whatever, because she was black, obviously, and then she was Jamaican, so we're like, oh, even better, cool. So she was like first my sister's friend, and whoever is any of my sister's friends becomes like our whole family friend. Fast forward, we ended up finding out like she was one of those Jamaican people, and I have to say like that, she was one of those Jamaican people that don't like being Jamaican, or they always had something bad to say about Jamaica. And you guys know those type of people, like say if you say anything about Jamaica, they always have to say something bad or negative about Jamaica or Jamaican people. So that's how she was. And then after we were like, no man, that girl, yeah, this girl's kind of not our style, and that's how we are. Once we figure out certain people where they're always had something to say bad about Jamaica, or they just didn't like being Jamaican unless it's convenient. My family and I we were just like, let's just kind of stay far from them because those type of people will always discourage you and they'll always have something bad to say about Jamaica. And then she would always say the worst about Jamaica, and I'm just like, god damn, like what did Jamaica do to you for you to have such hate? I feel like there's two reasons why people do that. The first reason, I feel like not everyone had a good experience living in Jamaica. Let's be real. That's just the facts. That's just the reality. Not everyone had a good experience. So because I had a great experience and a lot of people that I know have a great experience living in Jamaica, whether they migrated or not, that's just not the reality for other people. Some people had a horrible life growing up here. They've seen a lot of things that they didn't like. Their life was just doo-doo. Let's be real. So I guess that may have developed their pessimistic views. And there's another reason is because there's actually Jamaican people. Let's be real, not because I met a lot of them. A lot of them are in Kingston, and there's a few of them in Mandeville too. But I don't hang out with those type of people. Like they're just so like foreign-minded. They're so westernized. Like they just want to be Western. They want to be American so bad. And I'm just like, yo, do you guys not realize you come from one of the best nationalities, ethnicities, cultures in this whole entire world? Being Jamaican is probably like one of the best things that you can be. And look at you here trying to fit into American ideals. There's nothing wrong with obviously liking American things and stuff like that, but trust me, there's something about Jamaica and Jamaican people that stand out across the world. Believe it or not, it's just the facts. Why would you want to be anything else? What? Okay, examples like in Toronto, in Ontario. I was supposed to say in Ontario here. Listen guys, if you guys don't know, I'm doing this video living in Jamaica. I live in Jamaica. For people who are new to my channel, hello, how are you? I live in Jamaica. I've been living in Jamaica for years because I know people are gonna say, oh, I should talk so, I should go on so. Oh yeah, so if you're from like Ontario, Canada, or you just know a little bit about Toronto and stuff like that, you would know that Jamaican culture is so influential, mainly in the Ontario and Toronto, that like people are talking, people are acting, like our culture is very influential. And I would say like almost everybody knows about Jamaica and Jamaicans and Jamaican culture in Canada, in Ontario, because that's how unapologetic Jamaican people are no matter where they go in this world, okay? That is what I love, okay? And I hear that's the same thing for the UK. I don't know. You even have girls who are not even Jamaican, okay? And they like act like they're Jamaican, or they try and chat patois out because they're just so, they love it. They love the culture. They love everything. So back to what I was saying. So the second type of Jamaican person is Jamaican people who want to assimilate into Western culture, like forget their whole Jamaican thing, their Jamaican life, their Jamaican ideals, and just assimilate. And I'm just like, what a pity, what a shame. So those could be two reasons why there's Jamaican people who don't like living in Jamaica, because of their lived experiences, which are valid. And number two, they just want to assimilate into Western culture. They want to be Western. They just want to be a Black Canadian, Black American, Black, what do they call in the UK? Black UK person? Correct me down below what you guys call yourselves in the UK, like the Black people. Now let's talk about me for new viewers on my channel. So I live in Jamaica. I've been living in Jamaica. I will continue and forever live in Jamaica. I have a love for Jamaica. Will forever have a love for Jamaica. I think that's it. So let's talk about this cult of Jamaicans who don't like Jamaica. So I talked about our old friend. Well, I'm not friends with her anymore because she's just shady and she loves to chat about people. But that was it. We couldn't really be her friend in like a true authentic way, because she just had a hatred for Jamaica, Jamaicans. Like she always had the worst to say, Jamaican people, blah, blah, blah. So it was annoying. We grew up seeing people saying annoying stuff like, oh, why would someone move back to Jamaica? Like, it's only for vacation. There's nothing for you guys to do. I need to do my hair. I'm just like, yo, you're so bad. You're just bad, man. You're probably just mad that you can't move down here. That's why. Even though everyone can. Once you plan out your life and plan out your goals, you can move anywhere you want in this life. Oh, and another thing is, some people might feel like, oh, I don't know nothing about Jamaica. I just moved here randomly. That's not true. I would never, ever in my life, and I would never recommend anyone moving to a country that they do not know about. Jamaica is my life. I grew up here. I've been coming here my whole life. I live here. I was not born here, but I live here. I can be living here for 20 years and people are going to still try and tell me that I don't know nothing about Jamaica. You guys can't tell me that. Why would I move to Jamaica and not know anything about the country? That's wild. I would never. That's like me moving to Iceland right now and just moving there. Why would I move to Iceland without not traveling there for like going on multiple trips there? Why would I move to Iceland without planning out my life and getting to know people? Like, what? This cult that we have on social media and in real life, because I know it's either you're one of these people or you just know people like this. And give this video a thumbs up or like down below if you know someone like this, or you are this person and you don't care and you don't mind. So on social media, let's talk about the media and the portrayal of Jamaica and of course the crime in Jamaica. So there's three things that I want to talk about in regards to the crime in media. So we know that the crime in media is what sells, okay? So this is why TVJ, CVM, they're always portraying crime, crime, crime. Every single day when you go up on the news, crime, 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 crime. The politicians that I feel like don't genuinely care about the citizens of Jamaica, we the people who are paying them to do their jobs, I feel like they don't genuinely care, but they also use crime as the reason to get more money from the IMF, from the World Bank, for all these different sources, but there hasn't been any improvement in the police forces in regards to technology, in regards to having a call 119 center, the basics that we don't have here. I think that they use, oh, Jamaica has such a crime problem, we can't walk on the roads at night because we're gonna get shot. So we get more money to help reduce this crime problem that we have, and I don't know what they do with half of the money. They kind of buy trucks and cars and motorcycles and whatever else. If you go into the jail cells and stuff of people are sleeping on the ground on newspapers and stuff. Like, yo, like, it's so bad and no one can't tell me anything. Like, the conditions are horrible. So remember this, guys, crime sells, okay? We talked about traditional media and them always portraying crime in Jamaica. So now we're gonna go on to YouTube. So we all know those channels, okay? I don't even care, I'm gonna talk about this. We know those channels on YouTube that solely focus on the crime in Jamaica. I don't have to mention their names. You guys know, especially if you watch a lot of Jamaican based videos on YouTube, you guys know what channels I'm talking about, especially one of them, because one of them definitely do not like me, and he like trolls me on his channel all the time because I spoke out about his videos. I'm like, yo, when you see these channels on YouTube that solely focus on the crime in Jamaica and just talk about the worst about Jamaica, you would be scared to come here. If I didn't come to Jamaica a lot, I would be scared to come to Jamaica because of these channels. This one channel in particular, I found his channel because YouTube kept on recommending his channel to me, and I was just like, okay, let me see this. And I was listening, and I was like, no, no. First of all, this man acts like all his information is facts and 100% facts, and no one else can go against his information that he presents. Meanwhile, he uses data from like 2001 to 2002 to support his arguments, and his sources are not even like, well, some of his sources are not even like peer reviewed. And like, anyways, well, he trolled me on like more than one of his videos, like mocking me and my comments, because I was just like, yo, like, I was just telling people in the comments, I'm like, people really need to take his information with a grain of salt. First of all, you hide your identity in your face. So anyways, I'm not gonna dwell on him, but you guys know those channels. And I went on these channels, and the engagement on these YouTube channels are insane. Like, insane. Because what? Negativity fuels negativity, always has so much more like comments, like shares, right? These channels play a humongous part in how Jamaica is portrayed, and I don't like it, because I'm just like, yo, what the hell? This is not everyday life down here, right? People in the comment section are just like bashing Jamaica, like bashing Jamaicans, bashing the politicians, even though I kind of did at the beginning. But like, they're just bashing, I hate Jamaica, this is why I'll never return, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, and I was like, what the hell? This is not all true. And I feel bad, because this is why I'm so glad I have my channel, and Makana does her channel, and there's other YouTubers in Jamaica that have their channel that show the positive light and aspect of Jamaica, because not everything that you guys see on the YouTube channels is everyday life. Let's be real. These channels like bash Jamaica, like and it's because of mainly men. That are doing these channels, like they're in their videos just talking the worst about Jamaica. So let me tell you guys another story. So when I was in Canada the other day, right, I was at one of my sister's houses, and she came downstairs because I was in the living room watching TV, and she came downstairs. She was like, have you seen these channels? And I was like, what? And she said like a few of these channels names, and she was like, listen, like I've been watching their content for like hours now. She's like, listen, she even said this herself. She's like, listen, if I didn't go to Jamaica a lot and I didn't know anything about Jamaica, I would be scared to go to Jamaica. The things that they cover and the things that they talk about on their channel about people getting beheaded. And I was just like, yeah, I don't watch those channels. Like, I made sure that YouTube did not recommend me any of those channels. Yeah, like this is insane. And she was asking me, she's like, this stuff happens? Like, you guys can't walk on the road because this, and I'm like, no, what? Obviously, you can walk on the road in Jamaica. Like, she was just, like, obviously, she was just playing around, but because she comes to Jamaica a lot, obviously. But she was like, yo, these channels will put fear in you. She was just saying that. She's like, I'm watching all this stuff, and I'm like, what the hell? I was just telling her, I'm like, listen, they just make their money from negativity, just like how I make my money from positivity. And I'm not saying their content is invalid and not true. I'm just saying that their things are not everyday experiences, and their things are not things that are occurring frequently on a daily basis. I just want to let you guys know that, okay? Just to make some people feel better, because some people might be like, oh, no. And let's talk about the cult that's behind all these mediums that talk about crime in Jamaica, okay? So we talked traditional media. Oh, I didn't even cover the newspaper. So if you guys follow the Jamaica Star online, I wouldn't really say Jamaica Gleaner, but it's the same kind of, but Jamaica Star, when you read the comment section of these news articles that are posted on their Instagram feed, I would say, holy shoot, man, there's like hundreds and thousands of people who just don't like Jamaica and hate Jamaican people, and every opportunity that they can get to talk about Jamaica and Jamaican people, they do it in the comment section under these YouTube videos and under Jamaica Star posts on Instagram. People say the most, like, this is why I hate Jamaica, this is why I hate Jamaicans, this is why Jamaican people can't prosper because blah, blah, blah. Jamaican people fight too much and they're always killing off each other, blah, blah, blah. And we're gonna actually talk about that, and I'm gonna compare other races, because I hate when people say things like that all the time, because be educated, okay? So all these mediums have a cult and a following behind them that are just like anti-Jamaica, anti-hate. Tell me more about crime. Tell me more about more things that are bringing down the country, because I've been saying my whole life that Jamaica is not a good country, and that's why I migrated. So I want other people to see the truth. So keep on talking about the hate. We love you guys. Like, talking about those channels that talk about crime and stuff. I have to finish the top of my hair. So I'm just like, nah, man. And then there's obviously people in the comment section that are just like, like people like me that are saying, okay, relax. Like, yes, the incident that happened is like very unfortunate and sad, or like it's very disgusting, or something that we cannot believe. But just please remember, this is not everybody. Listen, if Jamaica was as bad as these media outlets always cover every day just to get their views, just to get their money and stuff, do you think people would constantly move down here on a daily basis, on a monthly, yearly, weekly basis? Do you think people would still be building houses down here if everyone who returns home gets kidnapped and, like, come on now, come on. Come on, let's be real. Do you think people would be doing that? Do you think there would be investors coming to the country if Jamaica was as bad as they're making it seem? Again, I'm telling you guys, it's all money making. When the whole Tivoli excursion happened in 2010, TVJ was on it, and I can tell you for a fact, TVJ and CVM, well, mainly TVJ, because they were mainly the ones covering it more, they were racking in the views worldwide and internationally, and they noticed, and I can tell you, they noticed that crime is what sells for Jamaica. So why not continue? If that's giving you your views and it's helping you meet your quota, same with the YouTube channels, why not cover it? It just makes sense, right? Traveling will open your mind so good, and having friends from different races, backgrounds, ethnicities, religions will open your mind so well, because there's comments saying, oh, all Jamaican people do this. Jamaican people just don't want to prosper. They fight every day and themselves. And they always say it's only Jamaican people too. Well, if you have friends from different races, you would know it's the same exact thing. White people fight and cuss against each other as well. Trust me when I tell you that. And I can just use the example of YouTube. Look how many white YouTubers are always warring against each other and fighting against each other. But white people don't all fight against each other and they don't all hate each other. Okay, look at the Middle Eastern, them, the non-black, let me say that, Middle Easterns, who are always fighting against each other. Even before Christ's era, they were always arguing and fighting and each other, but no one's talking about them always in constant war till this day. Okay, look how they're displacing their own type of people in the Palestines right now. The Palestinians are getting kicked out of their own country basically, but oh, black people, all Jamaican people, all fighting each other. What? And I'm not saying that because free Palestine, what the hell? I have so many Middle Eastern friends, and it's just the facts. Like, once you have friends from different backgrounds and races, you would know that this stuff is consistent all the way around. Just same with Jamaican people. Like, stop acting like this stuff only happens within Jamaica and only Jamaican people. Two Jamaican people who don't like Jamaica and Jamaicans. Now, another thing, let's talk about those Jamaican people who are only Jamaican when it's convenient to them. It's so weird. So they spend their whole year bashing Jamaica, or their whole life bashing and hating Jamaica. Should I do baby hairs? But as soon as Olympics come, or a Jamaican person does something recognizable around the world, they're like, oh my gosh, Team Jamaica. Yes, we Jamaican people are so intelligent, brave, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, but you're always chatting by saying that how you don't hang out with Jamaican people because Jamaican people do this. So I'd rather hang out with people from Kazakhstan. It's just so weird to me. I'm like, this is so ironic. You only care about being Jamaican when it's track and field time and Jamaica's mashing up the whole entire world, but you hate Jamaica and you'll never go back to Jamaica. Oh, let me put this disclaimer out. My channel is not the channel for you guys to be saying bad things about Jamaica and chatting down Jamaica. My channel, when I share like my life in Jamaica and things that I've experienced, I'm just sharing my experience. So I don't want none of you guys coming on my channel saying, yeah, this is why I hate Jamaica. Like, this, I'm not the channel because I'm not going to entertain it. Someone the other day said that how they're not going to move to Jamaica because it's too stressful, and I was like, girl. So I just responded, I'm like, listen, there's stressors in every country. You just have to pick your poison. That's it. Pick your poison. And I chose my poison to live down here. And yes, the customer service sucks down here. We all know that, but I'm not going to use that saying, oh, all Jamaican people have horrible customer service. No, they do not, because I've had some nice, well, I had many experience over my years. Okay, I'm 24 currently doing this video, over my years. With some nice, kind people in Jamaica. There's just only some dirty drunkro, and I'm going to call them drunkros because they actually are. They're not a representative of the whole entire nation. Why? I don't think like that. And I feel like it depends on your generation you were born in, because I feel like people in their 30s, like their late 30s right now, they're very stereotypical, and they are very, like, all people are this way because of just how their generation is. That type of age says stuff like that. I try to educate them, but I just have to understand that, like, that's just how they were raised growing up. Like, they were raised saying generalizations and thinking that certain people act a certain way. Whenever I share my negative experience, it's like there are people who are lurking in the background just to comment on that negative experience. Like, I can share like so many positive things, but it's like there's like some people hiding in the bushes that once I talk about a bad experience, they jump out and they comment. They're like, yeah, this is why I hate Jamaica. So I know this is like a cult of them, because I'll be watching other people's videos, like talks about an incident that happened. When you read the comments, majority of her comments are just people bashing Jamaica for that like specific small little 2-minute didn't talk that she did in the video. Like, there's just people who don't like Jamaica. Guys, go read the comment section of the Jamaica Star and you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's insane. I just wanted to come on this video to talk to you guys and say, like, my channel's not the channel. Like, if you're looking for a channel to bash Jamaica, I'm not it, because I love Jamaica to my heart. There's people who commented on my video where I talked about moving to Jamaica. Obviously, like, I would say 99.9% of the comments, and even like the people I've met in real life after doing that video, and they talked about how they watched that video and they loved it so much. There was just 1% of people saying, I'm gonna give you 5 years and then you're gonna move back. No, actually, people think like I just woke up one day and the first time ever I decided to pack myself and move to an unfamiliar country. I've been coming here my whole entire life. I have not got tired of Jamaica, and I won't, because there's so much more that I get from living here, mental health wise, like just life wise, that I don't think I'll ever, I just hope that I won't ever have to like move back to Canada. And then there are gonna be some people like, okay, Annesha, go on, act like Jamaica's a utopian and you live in a utopian world that everything about Jamaica is perfect. No, it's not. Jamaica is a developing country. It is an emerging economy. Of course, everything down here is not going to be good. But I say this all the time. I'm like, I wish Jamaica was just like Canada, where once you are Jamaican, once you're Canadian, you just automatically get a passport and you can travel the whole world. I wish it was the same thing for Jamaica, because the reason for that is because Jamaican people, these people can travel around the world and they can see how good Jamaica is, how much of a luxury it is to live in Jamaica, regardless if you need money or not. Because I understand, like, the pay is not really the highest down here and stuff. And I'm not saying Jamaica's a perfect country, but I'm just want to say this. I just want to make this video to you guys to be like, listen, just stop, okay? Like, just stop. And my channel's not the channel, okay? Okay, and another thing is, some people come to Jamaica and they be like, listen, like, the stores are such bad quality, they look bad, blah, 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 blah. Ooh, so pretty. I agree with you. I said the same thing, but have you guys noticed that majority of the stores owned in Jamaica are from non-Black people? They're actually owned from Asian people. Because of, obviously, slavery, colonialism, and how the system is, especially with how low they're keeping minimum wage, it's difficult for a lot of Black people to own big supermarkets and stores and invest back into the country the way that we generally want to. Because I know so many Jamaican people who want to invest back into Jamaica, but like the funds aren't there because of how the system is set up. You guys just need to understand, like, the markets are not ghetto because of Black people, it's ghetto because of non-Black people that own these supermarkets. I wish that I can find a Black-owned supermarket where I live, because I would shop there all the time. So think about that when you guys are bashing Jamaicans. Bash the non-Black people, okay, who are Jamaican. Now I know why people want to leave. I understand, because they're raising the cost of living, but they're not raising minimum wage. They're not raising the wages. So I understand. Like, I'm not saying like I want to stay in Jamaica and live in Jamaica and don't travel nowhere else. That would be a good plan, actually, because it would help develop the economy and stuff. But again, you guys voice your opinion down below. I don't want you guys to get offended. Like, I want to hear what you guys have to say. I could never move to Jamaica because crime. Jamaica is like the most horrible country, they have the highest like death rate, crime rate in the whole entire world. I can't go there. And I'm just like, okay, if it is so bad, I think I probably would have been dead already. I think all my friends, everyone else that lives here and been living here for years and that are 80 and 90 years old right now and 70 years old, I think they probably would have been dead too if the country was so bad. I think these same people tend to forget that Canada and America, their crime is so bad as well, and people just love focusing on Jamaica. Have you guys watched true crime? If you guys don't know what true crime is, just search it up on YouTube and you guys will see all these crazy cases of things that have been happening in America, probably even in Canada too. But no one wants to talk about that. People just want to focus on Jamaica, but no one's talking about human trafficking that's happening in Canada and America. But no one wants to talk about that. They just want to say that, look, Jamaica has so much crime and you can't go there, but you have a high risk of the same things happen to you in America, in Canada. Just the other day in Canada, well, I would say like 2-3 years ago, they found a man and they found like, I think 3 or 4 girls' remains in his house. He like stuffed them throughout his house in Canada. This is like years of him like capturing girls and killing them and cutting them up and putting it in places in his house, like in the vents and stuff, weirdo. And look, they didn't even cover it on the news in Canada. You know that, right? So this is what I'm telling you. These countries, Canada, America, and whatever other country, knows how to hide what they want to hide. But Jamaica does not care. They need to put some censorship. They need to follow China and put some censorship on what should be covered in the media and what shouldn't. Because look at these countries saving their behinds and stuff like that, but Jamaica is not, because they want money. They want money. That's what it is. They want money. I feel like if Jamaica really wanted to tackle the crime problem, they would look at the root causes of what's really causing people to commit a lot of these things. We're gonna say, well, you can't compare Canadian crime to Jamaican crime. Well, the theories still apply. I take my info with a grain of salt. I'm not gonna be like some channels saying that how all my information is factual. But no, take my stuff with a grain of salt as well. What I wanted to say is that just stop acting like Jamaica is the only place that has crime. Listen, have you guys talked about some of these countries that you can't even go in because it is so bad that maybe once you go into that country, like literally step foot into it, people just talk the worst about Jamaica and stuff. It's just annoying to me because I'm like, come on, like just do better. Travel the world and you'll see that this stuff happens in other countries as well. I just feel like people feel comfortable just bashing Jamaica and bashing, I don't know, just Jamaica and Jamaicans, and I'm not one of them. And I'm just gonna say this again, as I said like 50,000 times in my video. I'm not the channel for you guys to comment that stuff on. I love Jamaica. I love Jamaica to my heart. I always promote Jamaica, authentic Jamaica, and all that Jamaica has to offer. I always will promote people to move down here as long as they plan, prepare, they've come down here endless amount of times. Then I feel like you can make that decision to move down here. There's people who are thinking about moving back down to Jamaica. I say follow your gut and your instinct, and if your gut and your instinct is telling you to move, move. Moving down here was the best decision I've ever made in my whole entire life, and I've never regretted it. If I go up to Canada, you guys all know, if you're not new to my channel, but if I go back to Canada, it's always to go shop. Shop and then come straight back to Yard. I love Canada, I love traveling, but Jamaica will always be home. Don't hear the accent and get frightened and feel like I don't know anything and Rayante and whatever. But guys, subscribe to my channel if you're new. I do all things Jamaican. If you guys like all things Jamaican, then my channel will be for you guys. So as I said earlier in the video, I was saying that the whole point of this video is for you to open up your mind. Stop thinking so negative. Who wants to wake up every day just negative, negative, negative? Being Jamaican is probably the best thing that ever happened to you. Be thankful, because a lot of people look up to Jamaica and Jamaican culture and Jamaican things in general. They love us. They love everything, right? I don't know why I keep on jumping from topic to topic, but when I was touching on about my like uni degree and like how the theories and stuff still make sense, so I wanted to talk about stranger crime, because a lot of people, when they see like these news articles or watch these YouTube videos or hear something on the news that happened in Jamaica, people automatically think, oh my gosh, it's going to be stranger crime and it's going to happen to me too. What I was wanting to tell you guys is that what these mediums try to do is instill fear into you guys, and that these crimes that you're seeing or hearing about, they're not stranger crimes, okay? What I'm saying is that when you hear cases of people dying or things happening to certain people to a certain extent, let me say that, people usually know the person that them or know of their attacker. When you hear these certain instances happening, most likely it's not as likely for it to happen to you, because again, people usually know the people or know of the people who commit these acts towards them. Trigger, that's the same thing that happens with sexual assault cases, kidnappings and stuff like that. It's not like random people committing these things. When you think of the logic, so it doesn't make sense. It's usually people you know or know of that commit these things to you. Whenever you hear cases of things happening to people are like, yeah, I actually knew the person, or I knew of the person, and it's crazy that that person would do that. When you hear about sexual assault cases, it's usually people's like uncles and stepfathers and the mother's boyfriends that are committing these things to women. So I just want you guys to just understand that it's not stranger crime, not all the time. Well, when we talk about petty crime like thefts and stuff, of course that's going to be stranger crime, because usually people who commit petty crimes, they are mostly opportunists. The theory that they call that is like an opportunity crime. Those people, they just take advantage of the moment. If they see someone walking with their phone in their back pocket and it's hanging out, those thieves are going to go and bunks you and then take the phone out of your back pocket. That is petty crime, and it's most likely going to happen to strangers, okay? So those things do happen. People's phones getting taken away in half-free tree happen a lot because it's just petty crime. When you're downtown New York City, downtown Toronto, people's phones, people are getting, like, things are getting stolen, and of course you want to protect yourself, okay? That stuff happens everywhere in the world. Do you guys not forget that people stealing phones don't only happen in Jamaica, it happens everywhere else? And maybe some people are like, you know what, the reason why I bash Jamaica so much and I talk about how the crime is so bad is because like the policing and the judicial system is so slow. I understand that. Usually people have to take justice in their own hands, which sucks. I just don't want to instill fear in you guys. And I've moved down here, you guys can too. Again, stranger crime is not prevalent in Jamaica. I remember someone commenting on my video. They're like, oh my God, I've been hearing how there's like these cases of people moving back to Jamaica, and they move back to Jamaica after building their house and then they get like people like steal their stuff. It's very unfortunate. I just feel like when it comes to cases like that, you just have to be careful. And this is just anywhere in the world. This stuff can happen in Canada, America, UK. Be careful who you're telling your information to, letting in your circle. As you know, usually in these cases, once like the police or the media follows up on these cases, you figure out that it's someone that was close to them that did it to them. Let's be real. It's never like a random stranger on the road. So this is what I'm telling you guys. It's always people close to you and stuff. If you guys notice, as a police interviewing technique, they always ask the person or the victim, like, hey, have you been in an argument with someone lately? Did anyone threaten you lately? Like, has any of your family members been involved in anything that we should know about? Because you always have to start off with people close to you. And we're not talking about those cases that are not really frequent when it comes to like serial killers and stuff like that, because that's like a whole different ball field. But I just want to use this video just to say, like, to you Jamaican people or who don't like Jamaica and Jamaicans, like, you guys just stop. Just because there's stuff that, I don't know, like, honestly, I don't know what happened to you. Maybe like you just don't genuinely like Jamaica and you prefer other cultures and stuff. I understand that. But like, keep that to yourself. You don't have to be like putting fear and bashing Jamaica and things that happen to you in Jamaica. I keep on burning myself. I want you guys to put your thoughts down below, whether you guys agree with me or you guys don't agree with me. Below, voice your opinions. I want to see, I want to know, share it with somebody. Let me know what you guys think. Educate me on stuff. Okay, as you guys see, I'm done. All the time when I read these comments, I just picture, you know, like when they used to hang witches and stuff like that, and the crowd of people are like, kill them, and throwing apples and stuff. Their teeth are rotten. That's literally what I'm picturing in these comment section of these horrible videos. Like, I'm on the Jamaica store right now, and I'm just scrolling down. All you see is just crime, 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 crime. I'm just like, no, man. Yes, obviously negativity sells and drama sells, but I'm just like, no, this is not a good look. Like, it's not good for Jamaica. If Jamaica wants to be that country where people move to, if Jamaica wants to promote tourism, they need to do some censorship to a certain degree, though, right? We obviously want to still showcase the things that are currently happening, because there's a lot of Jamaican people who don't like anything Jamaican culture. Like, they just look down upon it. Like, people always love saying like, oh, dancehall is the reason why there's so much crime in Jamaica. Like, it's one of the main reasons why. I'm like, bro, like, you have to be serious. Like, are you being serious? So we're not going to address like the structural issues from the government's lack thereof. Okay, so let's take away dancehall music and reggae music. There's still gonna be crime. Let's be real. And I'm not saying crime music doesn't overlap and contribute, because people are very gullible, and whatever they listen, they do and agree and believe with. I don't know, just you guys. I read a comment and someone was just like, Jamaicans and Jamaica are the most uncivilized people in this world. Okay, no. Another thing, let's talk about the statistics. A lot of people are saying like Jamaica is one of the most dangerous places on this planet. Oh my God, don't go to Jamaica. You will die as soon as you come off the plane. Let's talk about that. It's not always gun violence that these crimes are being committed. People think it's just like people randomly going up to each other shooting. Let's talk about domestic violence, okay? Let's talk about these inter-partner violence that are happening within family members, against sisters and brothers against brothers and sisters against sisters. Let's talk about these things, because people are acting like it's just like random strangers going up to other random strangers, stabbing them and stuff. Okay, that's not really the case. Okay, so basically all I want to say is that regardless of where you are, there's still going to be stressors. Always be cautious. Keep your eye open if you're someone who's like very paranoid and you always think maybe something is going to happen, because I know that there's a lot of people like that. But listen, being Jamaican is the best thing out there, okay? I'm just here to remind you guys. You guys, stop with your negativity. If you love Jamaica, want the best for Jamaica. If you don't love Jamaica, just silence yourself and go about your business. Like, what do you get out of chatting bad about yard? Like, nothing. I'm all here about developing Jamaica, making Jamaica a better country than it was yesterday. That's what I feel like a lot of people's goal is. I hope those media mediums don't deter you guys from moving down here. Like, let's build up Jamaica. Let's invest in Jamaica. Let's make Jamaica a better Jamaica. That's all we want. This is why you guys see people from different countries coming here and moving here, whether they're black or not, because they see the beauty in Jamaica and they're like, you know what? Let's develop this country. It's not even as bad as the media portrays it to be. What? Obviously be cautious, and there's a lot of corruption here. I'm not going to say there's no corruption. I'm not going to say there's no crime. I'm not going to say that the country needs work. I'm not saying none of that stuff. I'm not saying that the police force sucks and they need to respond fast to calls and stuff. You guys know what I mean, okay? I'm not saying all these things, but I'm just saying don't let these not so frequent cases deter you, okay? Follow your heart, follow your dream, believe in God. If you don't believe in God, believe in the good in this world and your safety, and it shall go that way. That's it. Do you guys like my hair? Give it a thumbs up if you guys do. Share it. I don't know what I think about the top, but I'll try and fix it up another time. Okay, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys in my next one. I think I've covered everything.